Hey everyone, here's vlog number 4. So my next questions are from Nina. Her first question is, what was your best thrift store visit, find-wise? That would definitely have to be the day I found a Lindsay Bergman in Salvation Army for $3.99 with her entire meat outfit, minus her shoes and her hair clip. That was a pretty awesome day. And then that same day, it wasn't the same trip, but we went to the other Salvation Army and found 2 bitty babies for $2 each. So yeah, that was probably my ultimate thrift store find day. Okay, so number 2, how often do you go to the thrift store? I usually, well, it just depends. In the summer, I haven't gone quite as much because it's much more stressful taking 3 kids to the thrift store than 1, which is what I was doing last year. But during the school year, I would normally go at least 3 times a week, sometimes more. And so even though it seems like I'm finding something every time I go, I mean, I usually do find at least something small most of the times I go because we do have a very good Goodwill. But a lot of that is just the frequency that I go. I do go a lot. This summer it's been more like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. My mom goes almost every day that she's in town. So not every single day, but she'll go quite frequently. And sometimes she's even gone twice in one day because they bring out new stuff in the afternoons. And the nice thing is, where my mom is very aware of what I collect and she collects a lot of the same stuff, she's kind of able to call me and go, okay, hey, I found this, are you interested? So that works out really nicely where I don't have to go as much and still don't feel like I'm missing stuff, because you can drive yourself crazy thinking, oh my goodness, what if they're putting something out right now? I mean, I have to just not go there mentally because I would pretty much live there if I didn't. So yeah, let's see, number 3, what is your favorite thing about blogging? I think one of my very favorite things has just been the social aspect of it. I love meeting all these people that I've met online that are interested in a lot of the same things. There aren't a whole lot of people interested in the same types of things that are here in town. And I know I've mentioned this on the blog before as well, but within the past few years, my 2 really close friends that I've been friends with since I was young have moved out of town, like away, hours away. So that's been a little difficult. I do have a couple more close friends in town, one especially that has 3 little girls just like mine, and so we really relate in a lot of ways, so that's been fun. And then I have one gal from college that we try and get together, but you know, our schedules are so different and we're kind of at different stages in our lives. She doesn't have kids and I have my kids, and so it can make it difficult to get together. So anyway, you know, as a stay-at-home mom, sometimes you can feel very isolated and desperate for adult conversation. So that's been really nice, having that through the blog. Okay, Michele asks, I'm a mom that loves and collects dolls too, but I get a lot of strange looks and questions like, really? I'm not sure if they're questioning me or excited for me. My question, if this happens to you, how do you feel and answer people when you get strange looks or when they question your hobby? That's an excellent question, Michele. I do get some strange looks every once in a while. This is one of those times, you know, collecting dolls when you have little girls can be difficult because, as I've answered in other questions, when you're collecting something for your daughter's target age, you can really feel kind of guilty about it. But one of the good things about collecting dolls when you have girls is that you normally have at least one of those girls with you, and so I don't think I get quite as many questions as I would if I didn't have daughters, because I think a lot of people just kind of assume I'm holding my daughter's doll or taking pictures for them, so that kind of helps. I still get embarrassed, you know, taking pictures in public places, which I don't really do that often if I can avoid it, but you know, when I'm out camping or when we're on vacation, I try and get pictures of the dolls doing different things. When I do get questions about my hobby, I pretty much respond with self-depreciating humor. Like, I'll just say right off, yeah, I know it's kind of weird, but it's what I like to do. And I've never really been the type to just stand strong and be like, this is what I collect, so deal with it. That's not really me. So, yeah, I usually kind of laugh it off, or a lot of times I'll say, well, I blog, and, then of course people are like, oh, really? So then it makes you sound really important or something, I don't know. But, yeah, so, I don't know, it's worked out pretty well for me. I haven't had any really embarrassing situations, but, worst comes to worst, I use my girls as an excuse and say, yeah, this is something we enjoy together. So, anyway, I'm probably kind of wimpy with that, but. Alrighty, I have 3 questions from All AG. Her first question is, when did you first find out about American Girl? As far as I know, it would have been when I was probably about 8 to 10, somewhere in there. So somewhere between 1988, 1989, somewhere in there. Yeah, I'm not sure, in thinking back, if I first heard about them through a catalog, or, the first thing I really remember about them is my mom having the dolls in the school library, back when Pleasant Company would send dolls to the libraries so that, the kids would get interested in the dolls. So I know I definitely had heard of them by 1991, but it was somewhere in there. Number 2, if you could get any doll as a Doctor Who character, who would you choose and why? Good question. Actually, this might be a good time to say, if I am ever rich enough, I would love to get one of the limited edition Big Chief 10th Doctor dolls. I guess it's more an action figure. I don't know if it's doll or action figure, what they consider it, but they're amazing. They have an 11th Doctor one that's really cool too. But they're, I think, $200 a piece or something. They're really expensive. So, I would love to get a doll of the 10th Doctor. I don't, it could be AG, it could be a little one. I love the 10th Doctor. I really love David Tennant's portrayal of the character, and I think that would be really fun. I think I'd almost prefer a doll that was not an American Girl doll, just because I think it would be able to capture the personality a little better. But, I wouldn't complain if a 10th Doctor AG dropped in my lap either. So, yeah, probably that. For a female doll, I'd probably choose Rose, because I love the 10th Doctor and Rose relationship. Let's see, number 3, which one of the My Little Ponies is your favorite? Oh, such a hard question. But I actually have, as far as I can tell, I guess, if I had to choose favorites, I have my 2 favorites in the video here, so Fluttershy and Twilight Sparkle. I love Fluttershy because, who doesn't love Fluttershy? She's adorable. And Twilight Sparkle just makes me laugh with her obsessive, compulsive stuff, and she reminds me a lot of me. I'm a total list person, and I'm not as organized as she is, but I'd like to be. So, the special thing about My Little Pony for me is that just with all the unique personalities and everything, it really brings me back to high school. I had 4 very special friends in my class during high school, and we called ourselves the Fabulous 5. And a lot of the personalities on My Little Pony just really remind me of my friends. I was totally Fluttershy in high school. I was a lot more introverted, and I was the good girl, and I was always saying sorry to people, and I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And my best friend would have been Twilight Sparkle. She was uber organized, and she loves purple, so it works out perfectly. And then another of my friends was very athletic and competitive and just woohoo out there, and not quite as brash as Rainbow Dash is, but she just makes me think of, Rainbow Dash makes me think of her. And then another of my friends reminds me a lot of Applejack. She doesn't have the southern drawl, but her family lived in kind of a ranching community, and so they had cows and horses, and she was very hardworking, very just say it like it is. So she reminds me of Applejack. And then the only thing is, my 4th friend, there's not really a pony that fits her, because she's definitely not a Pinkie Pie, and she's not a rarity. Honestly, the pony I can think of that would be closest to her is Big Macintosh, just because she was very laid back and even keeled. She talked more than Big Macintosh did, but she's just, everything's hunky-dory and really fun friend. I don't know how she would feel about being Big Macintosh, but that was about as close as I could get it. So, anyway. Alrighty. Caitlin Dundas, and Caitlin, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but she sent me 3 questions. Number 1, if you could, what pull-up would you get? I haven't really thought about it that much. I would love to get a nice Taiyang that wasn't weird looking. Some of them are really a little too emo or over the top for me, which is not really what I enjoy. A nice Taiyang that looked less feminine would be nice, because some of them look a little girly too. And then, let's see, I would really like a pull-up with longer hair. I'd thought about customizing my Peter Pan pull-up, but even though I know I got her for such a cheap price, in the back of my mind, I know how expensive she was originally, and I just can't bring myself to customize her. So that would be nice. And actually, probably the next one I would love to get is the little pull-up, I think it's called Pureza. It's the little one that has the long brown hair and the little newsboy cap, and she's dressed in kind of autumn colors. I do also really like the Roman holiday pull-up dolls, because I love that movie and I love Audrey Hepburn in that movie. So those would be really fun too. Number 2, will Belle be doing a Q&A? If so, will we be able to ask Rapunzel, Eugene, Emilie, etc.? Caitlin, I think that's an awesome idea, and I think I will take you up on that. So for Belle's 2-year blogiversary, probably her last big finish, will be a panel. So you guys can ask the dolls questions and they will answer them. I think that's a great idea. And number 3, if you had 10,000 pounds or dollars for you to spend on dolls, what would you get? Boy, that is a hard question. I'm totally a mom too, because I'm sitting here going, oh, well, I could pay off that credit card and I could, pay more on our house mortgage, but this is just for dolls, right? So, well, if I had that much, then I would totally be going for those designer collection fairy tale dolls from Disney Store, Eugene and Rapunzel and Belle and the Beast. I would probably get Caroline, maybe even number 47 thrown in to boot. I'm trying to think. I would love to find those older limited edition Rapunzel and Belle dolls that were like the bigger singing style, or the size of the singing ones that were really expensive. Those would be really cool. I would love to find some of my older dolls that I'm still missing, or toys even, like my Silky Mane and Silky Pup from my Lady Lovely Locks collection and the little bedroom set. I'd love to find some of my older Barbies, Western Fun Ken, Jewel Secrets Barbie. Yeah, I think a lot of my stuff would be more vintagey stuff. I might try a Tonner doll if I had that much. Boy, yeah, that's hard to think. I'd probably end up with a lot of little things here and there, and some My Little Pony stuff too. I know that's not dolls, but I would love to get the Build-A-Bear Workshop Twilight Sparkle and Spike that they have right now, and just some of the play sets and things. I know there's probably more. I'd probably throw in another pull-up, or finish off my Ever After High collection as the dolls came out. But yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head right now. But if I did have that much and I did spend that much on doll stuff, I'd totally have to move because I wouldn't have room for everything. So, alrighty, I have just a few questions left, but I am going to go ahead and stop this video because it's close to where it ran out of memory last time. So, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for listening.